Going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Empires 4 action, spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as the French. No, wait, yes, he's playing as the French. His name is TheViper. Yay! The Viper's playing a good civ. His opponent today in the red color, playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. His name is TheMista. Salty run back right now. Both of these lads are playing on the ladder right now. Not the ladder. They're not playing on the ladder. They're playing custom. They're playing on the quick play thing. And that's technically the ladder. So I could be wrong about this. This is not confirmed, but it does not appear that there will be a ranked ladder in-game on launch. However, there will be a leaderboard for the quick play until there is ranked. So you just have to look at that if you're interested in where you stack up against the rest of the world. So Mista right now, he's got 6 villagers on food. He's putting 3 villagers over to gold. The thing about Mista that is really, really good or really, really different to the average Age of Empires player is that he sits down and he works everything out mathematically as to what he needs to get when he needs to get it for a build order. He's not going to just sit there and experiment as, oh, what if I put a villager here? What if I put a villager there? He's like, no, I'm just going to work out what I need when I need it and what I need to do to get that. And then he does that and then it's perfect. And he doesn't have to do any real gameplay in order to get there. At least that's what my understanding of it was when he was like making things like the Zeus build, the Athena build for 4:30 advanced time, archery range, military academy, Athena rush kind of update to the Zeus kind of playbook. See the House of Wisdom coming down now for Mista. The Abbasid Dynasty are a little bit different to all the other civs. Instead of getting a villager to build a landmark, they actually research technologies to advance, and they have to build this House of Wisdom first to get up to the next age. And you'll see that one coming through. We'll probably see the economic wing coming in for Mista here. That's going to allow him access to the fresh foodstuffs technology, which is going to be able to cut his villagers in half. Not literally, the price of the villagers get cut in half, so it's 25 food instead of 50 food. And it's going to be exciting to see that, to be honest. We do have Viper over here who's already getting his school of cavalry, wants to get himself some of those juicy knights. And I wonder if this game here is going to be a Viper kind of limit testing French, trying to copy what Mista did in a way in order to see how to counter it. Because what he's going to think after playing that first game potentially, I'm just trying to get in the brain of Viper here. If I was in his shoes and I just played against Mista, who absolutely dominated me, I would say, all right, I'm going to try and replicate what Mista did. And I am going to see what Mista's going to do to then counter it so that I can counter it when I come up against it again. Because losing in 10 minutes, that's not fun. So we will see what Viper's going to do and if Mista's got any answer for it here. We do see the economic wing. So you do have an economic wing, you've got a military wing, you've got a culture wing, and you've got a trade wing. And all of these things would give you exactly what you think they would give you. So, for example, the military wing gives you access to stronger cavalry, or camel riders, camel support, camel shields, a boot camp, so all of those military things. The culture wing gives you access to technologies being cheaper, medical centers, faith, all the good stuff. Imams can convert units without holding a relic, but can only target a single unit. It's actually not a bad technology there. And we've also got the trade wing, which would give you much better trade. This is actually really good. Spice Roads, 30% extra gold income from traders is nothing short of amazing. The Armored Caravans is less good, and the Grand Bazaar is actually pretty good as well. Those are both good good things there, so maybe getting that one in the 4th age isn't going to be a bad idea if you expect the game to go late, because you can only get 3 of these in a game, so every game is going to be different if you choose to go a different path. You're going to have to adapt to that as you go. We do see the military barracks is coming up right now for Mista, as we are starting to see some of those royal knights moving forward. Mista hits the feudal age just a little bit after Viper, as the knight is moving forward here. These knights do take a long time to train here. They do take a long time to train. It's 11 seconds. Oh, is it 11 seconds? 29 seconds to train. But that's in the School of Cavalry, so that's actually faster than if they were coming out of a stable. So we'll see what Viper's going to be able to do. He's going to be searching for something to attack. There are these villagers on gold that he can hit. And remember, Knights very good at killing villagers. 3 hit them, I believe. And with the Lance, they also do a little bit of extra damage. So we will see how that all goes. Meanwhile, we see the Wolf chasing the Knight. And the Knight will say, "No, Wolf, leave me alone." So he takes 2 damage. The villager here does end up dying. Nice play from Viper. Getting the first, drawing first blood, I should say. Nice play, but he does take a little bit of damage there. And here's the thing. Mista doesn't need any more gold this game. He just needs to get Hardened Spearman, and he's going to be fine. But he does send this villager back over to the gold mine. And the Knight pushing in here, going to snipe another villager as Mista pulls that one away. And the Spearman going to be trying to fight this off. To be honest, the Knight can turn around and actually just fight this here. The Knight wins against the unupgraded Spearman. So that's exactly what we're seeing happen at the top. But Viper is kind of not wanting to fight this here. He's just pulling away, and there we go. He snipes that Spearman. He still has like half HP remaining. As more Spearmen are starting to get built. And Mista is just simply trying to defend here. More villagers pumping out for Viper. And we see the stable coming up now. An interesting decision. I'm surprised to see the stable. I'm surprised to see the stable. I would think that Horsemen wouldn't be the option here. And I think because Horsemen just they don't do anything. See the Scout just kind of diving the town center here, takes a little bit of damage. Gets some information though. He sees the stable. So we are seeing an archery range coming up for Viper, but even if the Horsemen can get onto the Archers will just pull back and the Knights will kill them. You see these Knights coming in yet again. Nice micro yet again from Viper. He's going to be able to keep all of his Knights alive. And Mista is just not dealing with this well at all. We're sniping another villager. Mista is in a very, very struggle town here. And he does have the fresh foodstuffs up though, so he really doesn't need this many villagers on food at all. Just needs some more units out. He needs some more military buildings here. If you're one town center with the Abbasid Dynasty, I believe 3 military buildings kind of straight away is the way to go forward, because you got half the food cost on your villagers every 20 seconds, so that gives you a big advantage. I do wonder if maybe Horsemen, Spearmen, Archers is an option against Knight Archer, just for a random thought experiment. Probably not, because you want to have that ball mass of archers to do something with. You see the Royal Knight doing some stuff. He's getting pushed back, and the question is where to now for Viper? Making himself some Knights and Archers, doing his stuff. We will be seeing these Knights moving back in, still trying to snipe some units. Still have some units here, but they're still not Hardened Spearmen. That's the mistake right here for Mista. No Hardened Spearmen is why his Spearmen aren't trading well here. He can upgrade it. He can afford it. He just needs to get it. He does manage to... Does he manage to snipe a Knight? He still hasn't managed to snipe this Knight here. He even snipes the Horseman. Look at this. 15 HP remaining. 4 HP remaining. And you guys thought that Age of Empires 4 had no micro. And Viper is showing it definitely does. He's got his upgrade healing up his Knights already. Whatever it's called. Getting those Knights back up to full HP. Really, really nice play from Viper thus far. Mista in a bit of a struggle here. He's throwing up another stable. Wants to make a bunch more Horsemen. The Spearmen are sitting at the back here defending his gold mine as these Knights have to retreat away. So the Spearmen will never catch up to them. That's all pretty slow. They move at a 1.04 tile. Wait, what is that? They move at 1.62 tiles a second. Whereas the Spearman moves at 1.25 tiles a second. So they are much faster than the Spearman, but they are slow compared to the Horseman, I believe. It's a little bit faster, but the second stable is up for Mista. And obviously he's expecting Archers. I think he may have scouted that, but the question is, will Mista be able to survive here or not? Because he's lost so many units and he still doesn't have Hardened Spearmen. But there, it's coming through now, so we will have it fairly soon. We see the Blacksmith coming up. The Archers and the Knights are looking to come in. Mista wants to move forward onto these berry bush here, but it's not going to be an easy one. The Hardened Spearmen trying to move in as the horsemen sneaking around the side. We see the knights going straight at the horsemen here as the spearmen will be able to start sniping down those royal knights. Nice play from Mista, getting onto those archers. The spearmen chasing down the knights. The knights will be able to pick off these horsemen very, very fast. Nice micro here from Viper in an attempt to retreat away. But Mista does look like he is managing to win this fight here in the middle of the map. Population situation for Viper is 49 versus 49 population for Mista. Looks like Mista has managed to defend this with the Spearman Horseman combo here. Very, very nice play from Mista. Viper is in a little bit of trouble here. He does have some units remaining in his base. Throwing up 2 barracks here. Wants to start making his own Spearman to deal with the horsemen that Viper has made here. But it might be too little too late as Mista is looking to move in and start taking down Viper. Viper moving his villagers off of the gold mine, saying, no, get away from me. I will shank you if you come closer. And Mista says, all right, you're angry Frenchman. I am going to leave with my Abbasid friends. And we're just going to move back over here. We do see another barracks coming up, getting the upgrade here. Iron Undermesh. This upgrade is huge. And I'll explain why. Getting 1 armor onto your units means that these archers, which deal 5 damage, now deal 4 damage. That is a 20% reduction in damage. So correct me if I'm wrong. I know my math is bad. But if you get Iron Undermesh against the early game archer, you are getting a 20% buff to your defenses, a 20% buff to your HP against those archers. So it's absolutely huge. And therefore a must grab if your opponent is going for archers. So we'll see how this is going to go. More spearmen coming out, more horsemen coming out. Mista is just going to keep pumping units here. We see the horsemen swinging around the side, going to be looking for some villager kills. There is this wood line over here. Question is, does Mista know about it? He doesn't know about it, but he's going to be just moving in blind. The horsemen have a kind of bad line of sight here. Oh, he'll find the villagers over here, though, if he keeps moving in. He does. Oh, does he see it? Oh, he does see the mill here, but he's decided to go elsewhere. He's going straight in after the gold villagers here. He sees these villagers. Mista is pushing in as Viper is leaving. What a play here from Mista. He's going to be able to get a couple of villager kills, surely. At least one. He gets 1 villager kill. Nice runaway there from Viper. Viper now moving in. Going to be attempting to hit Mista's villagers here that are on the berry bushes. Mista is a little bit slow here to pull away. Going to be losing 1 villager. We see the spearmen coming out here. We see the horsemen immediately going after those archers. Yet again, the spearmen here going to be tanking quite a bit while the knight's going to be doing a lot of stuff here. We see the horsemen retreating back for Mista, going to try and surround these archers. Nice micro from Viper, trying to stay away from the horsemen as more horsemen piling in onto this fight. He's got to get those spearmen over onto the royal knights, and that's exactly what he's doing here as Mista is going to be able to clean these archers up, and that's absolutely brutal, though the archers seem to have traded for those spearmen very, very nice, as there's really not that many spearmen left here for Mista, but Mista manages to clean up those Viper units. Well played by Mista. Good defense. This spearman here is getting some more villager kills while this is all going on. Hello? Hello? He's just moved these units. He's seen it. He's seen it. What is happening? How many villages can one spearman get? This spearman is absolutely insane. Another villager kill goes down. Mista, what are you doing? This spearman is the MVP of the game. We see a second town center for Mista, but at what cost? Oh, dearie me, Mista. Just lost 5 villagers to a 20 HP, a 62 HP spearman here. Oh no, we just see a nice raid coming through for Mista, going to be attempting to hit these villagers and kill them off. He might be able to get a couple of them. The villagers are very quick to run away. And there we go. We see the spearman going down. But now Mista 2 town centers. Oh, we see a brutal raid over onto this location. I'm not sure how many villagers died. Might have only been 2. Meanwhile, we see these horsemen getting pushed back. And Viper is actually in a very, very good position now. Even after losing that army, it's looking like everything that could have gone wrong for Mista there went wrong. Just wasn't paying attention. The Knights checking out what's going on over here. Nice little garrison from Mista. He can send those units back to work. very, very quickly, as now Viper is looking to move out. Mista's 62 population. Viper is 80 population. So a big, big advantage for Viper right now. We're starting to see some archery ranges coming out for Mista, as he's saying, well, I've got to deal with those spearmen somehow. So he's going to start getting some archers. And we'll see how that's all going to go. How the economic upgrades. Still no economic upgrades here for Mista whatsoever versus Viper. He's got his wheelbarrow. He's not got his wood upgrade. He's not got his food upgrade. He's not got his gold upgrade, but he does have wheelbarrow. So that's going to be very, very important for his economy. We're seeing another archery range coming up. Villagers going to be retreating away yet again as Viper gets another villager kill. And we'll see where he's going to go from here. So we're starting to see these hardened spearmen going to be a little bit devastating as he's going after the archery range here. Does manage to take that one down. We see the horseman swinging around the back. He does have to be careful, though. These spearmen will be able to take him down very, very easily. And I think Mista just has to sit back and just spend his resources here. Just take the building losses. Don't fight just yet. Just wait until you get some more population. He's just grabbed 2 town centers. Just has to sit back and wait. Viper, he's got some stone in the bank, but not yet enough. He's got so much gold here. If you get into this position where you got this much gold, throw down a market. Buy yourself stone. Buy yourself wood. Get your town center. It's absolutely simple. We do see that Viper is going to allow this archery range to kind of kill itself here, as Mista is simply just sitting back, waiting. 102 population for Viper versus Mista's 80 population here. We see the horseman coming in. We see the spearman turning around here, as the spearman doing some good damage on the front. Nice micro from Mista. He needs to get onto those archers here with his horsemen, but the spearmen just keep chasing him around. Nice micro running away the archers here. The horseman currently focusing down the spearmen. This is not going to be working out so well, but it feels like maybe Mista is going to be able to hold on here. More reinforcements coming through for Viper as he's still getting out more knights as the archers do end up getting chased down, and Mista holds on here as Viper is just attacking with not all of his units here. Mista's 69 population. Viper's 88 population. Viper's still with the lead in the population score here. We see the archery range getting saved for the time being, trying to get out of camel archer as well. We still don't see that second town center up for Viper just yet. He does have the resources to do so wood-wise, but not, stone-wise, but not wood-wise. So we'll see that coming through very, very soon here as Viper is starting to move forward. Does Sniper Villager here, still trying to push in and take Mista down in this game. And we see the military barracks under fire here. All of these military buildings for Mista. If he loses these, it's basically, it's not game over. How much wood does Mista have? He's got a little bit of wood. Throw down a market, buy wood, spam military buildings in the back. You'll be okay. Losing these is not the end of the world. Maybe it is. Who knows? Who knows? We see the knights still pushing in here for Viper as the horsemen going to come in and try and snipe these down. We see the archers coming in, but there's just so many archers here for Viper. You can't really fight just yet until you have the archers out, until you have enough here, or at least until you can get the horsemen onto the archers to tank here. But the archers just can snipe units down so easily here as Viper is just completely strangling Mista in this game, even after all of the successes that Mista has had. Obviously, one too many throws in this game from Mista, and Viper has such a big advantage here. I'm not sure what Mista can do at in this point. Maybe throwing up some towers could be an option here. Get some towers up to hold on to your wood line for a little bit, but the spearmen just keep pushing in. I wouldn't be surprised to see siege engineers coming in for... does he have an armory? Where is it? If I hit this button and I hit this button, he does have siege engineers out already, so he can get himself some of these battle rams, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's saying, look, it's time for me to go. You've had enough fun, and I'm going to end the game right now. I'm not going to bother with anything else. He could probably go to the castle age as well, hitting population cap here, forgetting some houses for some reason, is what's happening here for Viper. As he is still pushing forward, the battering ram's coming through, going to start taking down the blacksmith. And Mista's got to know this is going to be a tough one to hold here. 134 population for Viper. Mista at 94 population. This is going to have to be some sort of a miracle here for Mista to hold this. But he is going to put some effort into making this happen. The archers now going to start fighting. Got to be careful not to target that battering ram down, as the spearmen here still just deflecting absolutely perfectly deflecting those cavalry units. And the control here from Viper is just out of this world good. And Mista just cannot do anything. He's trying to put outposts up. It's not going to happen. Mista is just not able to hold on here. I don't see it. There's so many stable archery ranges going down. More buildings coming up for Mista. But Viper is just all over here. We see the horsemen. They can't get in onto the archers. The army formation here from Viper is just too good, as we see the portable rams now coming after the town center. The villagers getting pulled off of their task here, trying to take these battering rams down. They do take them down very, very fast here, as Viper is not really respecting them. He does decide to retreat away once he sees how much damage they do. But Viper going to be picking off so many of these units here, as he's got so much of an advantage in this game. And Mista does end up out. I can't speak. Mista does end up tapping out there, and Viper takes this game. The salty run back goes Viper's way. 1 win for the Mythology Online crew, and 1 win for the Age of Empires 2 crew. What a game from Viper. He really made that French look good. I do think that Mista had the opportunity to win this game, but he definitely choked there to that heroic spearman. And then some more poor fights later into the game just didn't go his way. And if we look at the society score, even though Mista was up a town center, he was just below on villagers, just lost too many, and that was the game there. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next game.